Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. If it's not again, then you better go watch some other videos I've posted. You know, as time goes by and I watch these videos that I make, I literally sit there and just all the time. I don't know how YouTubers ever get used to it, but here we are. Today we are going to be doing some logo design. I'm going to show you a step-by-step process that I was taught by my lecturers in university on how to make a logo for a brand. At the end I'll show you some mock-ups and we're basically just going to design a logo together. I don't quite know how many steps it is. I'm kind of winging this. I have prepared a little bit, but I'm kind of winging the whole design aspect of it. But you will see in the title how many steps it is because I can't at the end of the video. I think that is pretty much all. We could probably just get started. Let's get into it. So if you look at my screen, I have jotted down some ideas for names. So I ideally want to create a logo for a retro coffee shop. One of my dreams is opening a really cool coffee shop in like Paris or something, so we're just gonna have to let that dream die and design something for the dream so that it can kind of still be there in my heart, you know. Sad moments. Anyway, so for this coffee shop, I want it to be vibey, I want it to be fun, I want it to be the kind of coffee shop where you walk into it in the morning when you've woken up and you're on your way to work, and it just gives you this nice light-hearted energy that you need for the day. So I want it to be happy colors, like a 70s disco kind of vibe. That's what I'm going for. So 70s disco is like yellows, blues and greens, and basically all the colors of the rainbow and the brightest you can think of all mixed up into one design. So that's what I'm going for. So I've jotted down some name ideas. The first one is glossy coffee. Not liking it. It kind of sounds like I don't know, like your coffee's gonna put lipstick on your mouth when you sip into it. Not a fan. Caffeine Queens, I feel like it's good, but it's not for the retro vibe that I want to go for. Obscene Caffeine, I feel like that could be very cool for a psychedelic retro shop, more like a chill one. Not so much the happy, vibey, jumpy energy I want to go for. You can see that I've highlighted Rise and Shine Coffee Shop because that is my favorite one so far. When I was jotting them down, that was the one that really stuck out to me. It's going to be more of like it's going to be called Rise and Shine, and then Coffee Shop will kind of just be the, like, you know, the super little words that people put at the end of a logo just to like make it clear as to what Rise and Shine is. Yeah, that's just going to be that. But the shop is going to be called Rise and Shine. Walking on Sunshine, it's a bit long, it's a bit wordy. Don't really like it, and I feel like I'd be obligated to play that song, and I feel like if it's overplayed, it could cause the opposite of happiness. It could cause some, you know, irritation, frustration. People aren't walking on sunshine, you know, they walking on, I don't know, what's the opposite of sunshine? Moon dullness. They're walking on moon dullness if we overplay that song, so not gonna go with that. And Freshly Ground Heaven, that was kind of just something that popped into my mind. Don't like it. I feel like it could be misinterpreted very easily, unless I also put coffee shop in little words. Anyways, we're gonna go with Rise and Shine Coffee Shop. If you have a better name for me, please put it in the comments down below. I didn't get taught how to think of names. In fact, I only got taught how to design things and how to pick cool color schemes from color palettes on Pinterest. So names aren't my sweet. So yeah, just send me some cool names if you can think of some. So I went ahead and looked at some fonts that I think could potentially, you know, boost the logo. So the first one is Retro Rock. So the first two are Retro Rock. I like it. Very cool, very wavy, very fun. I quite like the way that the font goes like thick and then thin. It's very dynamic. That's a word you'll learn if you go into graphic design. I still don't understand what it means. So Retro Rock is a very cool font. Retro King is also very cool. But I can imagine that on more of like a, I don't know, if I had to put this retro coffee shop in like a desert, I feel like Retro King would be the coolest. It's more for like a motorcycle brand. I feel like Retro King would be a cool font for retro motorcycle brand. So we're not gonna go with that. Midway Retro, I also like that. It's even more dynamic. It's very cool. I love the M and the R. So I think I might potentially go with that depending on what vibe and like color scheme I go for. I'm really liking the Chubby and Groovy one. It's much easier to read than the Midway Retro, I feel. But I could always combine them in a way. Don't know if that's gonna be too clashy, probably will be. But I really like the Chubby and Groovy one, and I also really enjoy the Clemmer Display one. The Clemmer Display one reminds me of that psychedelic, like 70s, like Woodstock kind of vibe. So that's also really nice. Don't know if it would be right for what I'm going for, but we will see. So I think it's between probably a combination of the small and capital letter Retro Rock one. Not Retro King. Midway Retro could definitely work. I really like the capital letters. Chubby and Groovy could work, and Clemmer Display, not so much. So we're gonna go with Chubby and Groovy, Midway Retro, and Retro Rock. We're gonna play around with those three, and if none of them work, which I hope one of them do, then we will try this Clemmer Display font. But I really like it. I'll definitely use something else. I also went ahead, after that, I went ahead and looked at some inspo on Pinterest. Yeah, it's the only site that I use. I know I should broaden my horizons, but I don't know, just want to stick to what I know. It gives me the algorithm that I want as a graphic designer, so I don't really want to go into the little ones. Anyways, I'm really liking the whole retro thing happening in this Cosmic Honey one, as well as these little wavy groovy lines to the right of it. I feel like that's also very cool. I really like the vibes of these two. I also really like this 1969 club and the little sparkles that retro things add, as you can see in Cosmic Honey. Desert Club, God is good. 1969 Cosmic Trip and Wild Vibes. That little sparkle, just, that's the retro brand. I feel I've seen it so many times. So we're definitely gonna have to add a sparkle or two, just so that it's retro. I'm also really enjoying this Be Happy, the like 3D kind of font, and this gradient. I don't know if this is quite retro, but you know, if we add a little modern elements, I don't really know if gradients are modern element, then you know, the font will keep us up. The font will keep it retro. So we can always add gradients. I actually did a very cool gradient for another video the other day. This one, it's the nicest, most satisfying gradients I've ever done, so might use it. But I think out of these ones, I quite like the circle that they've put Cosmic Honey in, but also how they've broken out of the circle here in the 1969 club one. So I think I might go for something like that. I really like these wavy lines as well. The Cosmic Trip and like Out of Mind one, again, are like very psychedelic, I feel like, and the Desert Club one. They're very psychedelic. I don't think that's the vibe I'm going for. I feel like if I was doing like a cocktail lounge with like glitter cocktails and like, you know, fancy bright foods, that could work. That might be my next video. Stay tuned. I just want to explain, moving on, I just want to explain the types of logos so you can understand where I'm coming from. So pictorial logos are just pictures of what the brand is. So Apple has an apple. That's a pictorial logo. We're not going to go with pictorial. I don't want to draw a coffee cup. I don't want to draw anything, as a matter of fact. I just want to use fonts and colors. Letter forms, again, I could maybe do a letter form for like to put on like a cup or something, but not for the main logo. Yeah, plus if I had to do a letter form, Rise and Shine would be RNS, and you know, no one knows what RNS stands for, so it would make sense. It's a small brand, you know, it's the start of a company, so we can't be messing around like that. People gotta know what's going on. And emblems, yeah, I feel like I could probably work with an emblem, especially if we put like a circle behind the words, then it will probably become an emblem. Word marks, but definitely gonna play around with. I think I'm definitely gonna do a word mark for it just because of the fonts. Abstract, I'm not gonna go that route again. I don't think our brand is well known enough to work with abstract logos. And characters also, nah. I'm not gonna draw any characters, I'm not in the mood. So I've also explored some color schemes, like 2 color palettes that I thought were really cool and vibey and bright and fun. And I'm not gonna go into them yet because I need to draw a black and white logo first. So the process that we got taught is basically, you know, okay, my coffee shop's not gonna have a slogan, but ideally you'd choose your values and your morals, your name and your slogan of your brand. We're not designing a whole brand, of course, we're just doing a logo for a hypothetical company, but you choose all of those 4 things first, and then from that you would start playing around with logos and like forms and marks and that sort of thing. You do a lot of drawing, and then usually your logo or your let's mark or your abstract logo character would come from there. Then you go ahead and do a normal black and white logo and choose some fonts and do, you know, a full-on like logo signature, which is the mark and the name and the slogan all together in one. And you do that in black and white, and you do a bunch of logo marks in black and white and color. And so I'm not going to follow that whole brand design process, but I have chosen the name of the coffee shop. I've chosen the vibe that I kind of want to go for. I have chosen the fact that I want to do a word mark or a word mark or an emblem, and that doesn't always, you don't always choose that, you know, you can always just play with different pictures and forms and shapes and sizes, and yeah, ideally something similar, like a pictorial let's form or emblem will come from that, and then you pick that. Then you'd usually go into fonts, but I was just too excited. I love fonts. So I went ahead and looked at retro fonts because I knew what vibe I wanted to go for. Then you would do the drawing in black and white, which I'm going to do now, and then after that I'm going to go into the color palette and design a color logo for this coffee shop, and then I'll go ahead and mock it up onto a board and a sign, and then you can see what my coffee shop will look like. So I have drawn 3 different logos that I think could potentially work. So I'm going to show you these like this. I hope you can see them. I'm just going to put them in front of my face. Anyways, so the first one is like, I want to incorporate the like wavy elements of those lines. I feel like it's very like groovy and retro, the wavy elements. So I feel like that could maybe work in certain ways, but I'm not gonna put my hopes in that. I quite like the second one. It's like rise and shine in big bold letters, and they come out of the circle that is behind it, and even in the circle I could do like a gradient, or I could do like different colors, or like even like waves, that sort of thing behind rise and shine. Also, you know, gotta add the sparkles. And then the third one is just like a fun 3D rise and shine logo word mark, where all of the fonts sort of like flow into one another, so it's very like flowy and easy to look at and satisfying. So those are my 3 ideas. I am going to go ahead and probably just try and I don't know, do black and white logos out of them and play around with the fonts and see which one works best. Let's get started. I will most likely time lapse this because this is going to take a while, but also bear in mind I'm not going to do this to the best of my ability. Yeah, otherwise it would take days because I'm a perfectionist. So I'm gonna do them, and you know, if the kerning or the tracking or whatever is wrong, if there's little issues, just bear with me please, okay? I'm not going to do this if only 10 people are going to view it. So one day I'll go all out to design a whole brand for you, but that day is not today. So time lapse over. I have finished 3 potential logos. Let me just delete these little rulers. So if you have a look on the screen, I have done the circular one, and then I've also done this one, which came out surprisingly nice, which I really like. I did this one as well. You know, it's dynamic, but I'm not enjoying, I don't know, there's just something off about it. I feel like people wouldn't read it as rise and shine, just because of the and sign being to the left. Whereas this one, you can kind of differentiate. Let me just move this a little bit away. Very close together. You can certainly differentiate between what's like words and what's the and. Whereas if you make it the same size, it also looks like it's just a weird letter. And here, you just don't read it as rise and shine. Well, you could, but I don't know, I'm not liking it very much. I'm liking this like condensed version because it's a very cool font, so I don't want to go crazy on like where I place everything because it's already very like full of movement and very like wavy and groovy, so I don't really want to make anything else too like wavy like it is in this font, in this logo. As for this one, I also really like it. I think it could definitely work. The letters are a bit strange though, because here it's like 3 different shaped letters, so they look...
Hello everybody, I'm so sorry for the camera and the audio failing on me yet again. I am basically just saying in this whole section, I'm just explaining why I like the bottom one, well the most bottom logo more than the top one, and I ended up working with the Rise and Shine right at the bottom, the 3D version. And yeah, I just basically played around with it. I'll probably do a time lapse over the whole thing, but I just played around with it. I added some color and I ended up liking it more, so I didn't go back to the first one that I'd done, the circular midway retro one. Yeah, I just ended up liking this one better, and I feel like it communicated exactly what I needed it to. So that is what happened. I can't remember anything that I said throughout that entire section, so just enjoy the designing. I hope that it is nice and relaxing and calming.
I am really sorry about the audio and video stopping halfway, well not even halfway, like an eighth of the way through that last bit while I was designing the whole logo. My storage was full and it didn't notify me that my storage was full. So it just kind of stopped recording, and yeah, I don't look at if it's recording or not. Probably should. I ended up actually changing one or two things. I added a circle on the back of the logo, and I ended up using, I think, 7 out of like the 8 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Oh no, 6 out of the 8 colors, yeah. I ended up using like 6 out of the 8 colors on the color palette, and I feel like the circle behind it could even look a little bit like a sun that's rising or whatever, but I think it really brings out the yellow in the front, whereas I feel like without it, the yellow kind of gets lost if it's against the white background. It's a bit too light. So yeah, so I added this little circle and I really like it. I'm happy with the logo now. I feel like that's what it needed. And I actually ended up mocking it up on a bunch of stuff, so I will put up the mock-ups on the screen now and just talk a bit through them. So the first mock-up is this one. It's just like a coffee shop sign. I really like it, although I do wish I could do a sign where the like letters are their own material, if that even makes sense. So I want everything to be, I want it to be the exact logo. I don't want to put the logo on a circle or on a square or whatever. I want the sign to be the logo, because the logo is pretty circular already, so it would make sense. So I want the letters to go out of the circle on the sign. But obviously I couldn't do that. Well, I could, but it would take me hours, and I do want it to be 3D as well. So I would want the letters to come out of the circle and for it to have shadow when the sun is shining on it and that sort of thing. So I obviously can't do that now. I could, but it would take me really long. So I will do it in the next video. Well, actually, I don't know how to do it. I'll be honest. I don't know how to do that, but I will find out. So that's the first mock-up. The next mock-up, I tried something else. I tried to sort of fill the whole, ooh, that is very skew. Oh well, I try to fill the whole circle with a color, and I think that even looks great. It just does, it's a bit overpowering though. I do prefer the previous one where the words come out of the circle. It just sort of makes the words the focal point, and it just makes them look more important. So that is the second one. The third mock-up is on this beautiful little coffee cup. I chose like a nightclub background. Don't know why. I thought it looked quite 70s. But yeah, I really like just the plain and simple logo on the cup. The cup is like a very, very light yellow. I think what would have also been nice is to use different colors and make like a wavy background, like I showed you in the Cosmic Magic one, like these little wavy things behind the logo. But I also don't know if that would work because the logo has a lot of colors in it and I'm scared the colors would clash. But anyways, I do like just the plain and simple logo on the cup. I really enjoy that. And then I also try to stretch the color, and again, I just feel like the logo gets a bit lost. It's a very, very bright, very overpowering color. But I do like it nonetheless. I could always use a different color from the color palette. I just chose this one because it was similar to the circle. Well, it is a circle color. But I mean, both of them look very cool. I feel like the one could be like a summer one, and the other one could be like a winter cup. And I feel like there's also room for, like if I had to put it on a mug and you'd fill it with hot water, then the whole cup would be one color, or I don't know. Anyways, that's just me brainstorming. But that is basically all for today. I had so much fun. I have actually never done just my own fun logo and done exactly what I wanted to do. And I really enjoyed it. I've always wanted to design like a retro logo because I love the retro colors and like the fonts and the shapes and everything. They make me so happy. I had so much fun and I'm in love with this logo. I really, really like it. So yeah, and I'm proud of myself. I've never done a logo without Electra telling me, no, that color's wrong, or no, that's too close, or whatever. So it was nice to do a logo where I don't get critiqued and I just do what I want to do. But if you don't like the logo, I'm really sorry. We can't all like the same things. If you do like the logo, then that's really great. Please tell me if you do or don't like it, or if you have any tips or hints or anything you think could potentially change or make the logo better. Let me know in the description box down below. I would really appreciate some critique and some feedback and some love, of course. If you do want to put a hate comment in, go for it. I won't judge you. But yeah, but thank you so much for joining me on this. I hope that this helped you in some way. If you were just here to watch the designs, then great. I hope you finished 5 glasses of wine. If you were here for the process, then I hope that it helped you, and I hope that you can design a logo this way too. But thank you for joining me again, and I hope you have the loveliest week. And I'm sending all my love and all my hugs to you. This is a hug to myself. I'm so lonely. And my dog is lying in the background, but I don't know if you can see her, but she's over there lying on my pillow. So just pretend to hug her. She's very cute. Okay, I will see you next week. Bye bye.